helping keep America fit and healthy.
The Lange Institute in the Villages and the Fortify Nutrition Center on McMillan Booth Road in Clearwater. Online at fortify.com. And listen to Ask the Doctor Saturday morning at 9 on AM 930, The Answer.
Live right now on everything except for live everywhere. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
All righty. Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, as usual, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. If you're new to the program, who's Dr. Lange? Well, I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm a certified nutritionist specialist. I have degrees in psychology and physiological optics as well. And I started Lange Eye Care and Associates March 15th of 1993. We opened 14 large eye care centers and 3 LASIK surgery centers in the state of Florida, including the Lange Eye Institute. And I started Fortify Vitamins 25 years ago now. And Fortify Vitamins is a evidence-based nutrition company with our motto, right science, right ingredients, right for you. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Fortify Vitamins, simply go to our website, fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE. So remember, I'm an eye doctor, so it's kind of a play on words. Fortify.com. FORTIFEY. Fortify.com. And when you look at any of our supplements, remember, they're all evidence-based, and we have a science section that tells us why, or tells you why, we put specific ingredients in specific levels. Everything's backed by good clinical science, all right? Evidence-based. Full transparency. We don't have any proprietary blends. We tell you exactly what's in our products. We source our products from the best of the best places. Nothing is coming out of these crazy countries that you don't want to have consuming things out of. I mean, we get things out of New Zealand and Australia and Denmark and Canada, United States and Norway. Anyway, we're going to expand on that, and this is a live call-in show. I'm going to give you the call-in number. It is 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. We got a lot to talk about today, and I have a very welcome guest in the studio with me, and he's no newbie to talk radio. He's been, pretty famous in the Tampa Bay area for I don't know how many years, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90 years. I don't know. He's like 110 now. So that's Roger P. Showman. Good morning, Roger. Thanks for coming in and hanging out at the studio.
Well, good morning, Doctor. It's always nice to be with you and see some of the new products and fun things that are going on.
And you have been in the Tampa Bay area. About approximately how long have you been newscasting?
Since 1972, which is a very long time. I don't even like to think about it. It's so long.
Time flies when you're having fun. But,
does.
you know, Roger is literally reversing the aging. He really is. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, you know, how he is reversing the aging. I mean, we were at the gym last night together, and he was pushing some pretty heavy weight. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. Remember, live call-in show, 877-969-8600. Dr. Somerton is off today. She's got a little laryngitis, so it'd be hard for her to be on the show today. So we wish her the best. Now, I always preach that eat healthy and be healthy. You know, Roger, when you go out to dinner and when you just go around the city, you see the lion's share of people are overweight and probably not eating that healthy.
There are a lot of really enormous people out there. There's no doubt about that.
And so once again, we preach the number one thing you can do, anybody can do for their health. It's not taking a drug. It's not surgery. All right. It's not seeing a psychiatrist or a psychologist. The number one thing you can do for your health is get down to your ideal body weight. Weight management is crucial. So if you're overweight and you don't have to be that overweight, just you can pinch a few inches, you're more prevalent to have a lot of diseases, even eye diseases, macular degeneration, glaucoma, cataracts, and dry eye, all related to obesity. All right. So if we lose weight, it's a way of helping indirectly, naturally support healthy blood pressure, cholesterol, triglyceride, a healthy heart. Think about it. Arthritis.
Oh, yeah. Knee surgeries in people who've lost weight, people who are going to have knee surgery. Some of them didn't have to have it anymore when they lost 100 pounds.
When you think about this on your knees, all right, if you're 100 pounds overweight, that is equivalent to 4 extra pounds per pound at your knee and 6 at your ankles due to gravity. All right. Gravity is 9.8 meters per second or 32 feet per second. And so you think about if you have a degree in physics, which I do, all the force that's acting on those knees, right? And so if you lost 100 pounds, that's equivalent to taking 400 pounds off of the stress on your knees and 600 pounds off of your ankles.
That's like not carrying a refrigerator around anymore.
That's exactly right. So once again, lose weight. And it's difficult to lose weight. It really is. People get on these diets, you have to learn to use food as medicine, all right? And get away from the typical American SAD diet. That's SAD, Standard American Diet, because it's filled with all sorts of things that are not good for you. And that's why everybody is bloated, all right? And so I developed a diet called the Lange Survival Diet. And the Lange Survival Diet, I've tried to take everything out that's bad and only keep the foods that are good. So there's only specific foods you can eat. And if you follow the Lange Survival Diet, we call it the Lange Survival Diet so that you survive into your old ages, right? Now, maybe you go to one of the blue zones and hang out and eat the Lange Survival Diet, you'd live, even longer. But the Lange Survival Diet was developed to still give you protein, carbohydrates, fats, everything you need, relatively low calories. So there's so many people out there on a ketogenic diet, a carnivore diet, the Atkins diet, a low carb diet, a plant-based diet, the Mediterranean diet, the Hallelujah diet, all of these diets, and they're trying to lose weight. There's direct evidence now that, and a lot of people are doing fasting. How many people do you know that talk about fasting?
Oh, tons of people. They want to fast for a day or a week or an hour or whatever it is. There's all kinds of these fasting diets out there.
And so when we fast, when we sleep at night, we're fasting.
Exactly.
That's really the only fast you need. That's how God created the body. You go to sleep, you rejuvenate, you recuperate. You don't have to go on these long extended fasts. Now, some people are going to beg to differ, and some people are going to say not so. But there's a good study that just came out that shows if you're fasting, intermittent fasting, it decreases the stem cell production in the hair follicles. And guess what happens?
Your hair falls out.
That's right.
That's not
Your
a good
hair
thing.
falls out. And so why do most of us do intermittent fasting? Most of us do intermittent fasting because we want to be healthier. And healthy, you want to look good, right? You want to look good. You want to feel good. So now take it to the next level. Let's say you're on a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet, and it's not modified. I mean, you're in ketosis all the time. There's studies that show that increases cellular aging. So now you're doing intermittent fasting. You're on a carnivore or ketogenic diet, a modified. You're not consuming any carbs. You're getting really skinny. You're getting weak, and you're aging rapidly and going bald.
That doesn't sound particularly delightful
No.
at all.
So
I
I
don't think I'm
don't
gonna
I
do
don't
that.
have a problem with the ketogenic diet if it's a modified. You got to have some carbs. Eat some blueberries for heaven's sake, some organic blueberries. Eat some fruit every now and then. Even on the carnivore diet. I know a lot of people that swear by the carnivore diet, but we work out a lot. We go to the gym, we pump a lot of iron, and you have to have sugar, believe it or not, or carbohydrates after you work out to replenish muscle glycogen. Otherwise, you don't recover fast. And so if you're ever going to have a candy bar or ice cream, the best time to do it is after you've been in the gym working out.
Interesting, interesting. That's why we had that drumstick last night.
Well, we
Little
did work out. We're going to talk about that in a minute
yeah.
and what we had before we worked out and what we had after the workout. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lang, for 31 years. It's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on what part of the world you're actually watching us and listening to us. So we're on the Coast to Coast Network, Ask the Doctor network of radios, and live video streaming all over the world via most social media, and we're on a host of podcast channels. All right, we're getting ready to take the first call. First, let me give you the phone number again, 1-877-969-8600. Give us a call. Consultation is free. This never replaces a comprehensive medical evaluation or an eye examination. This is for educational purposes only. 877-969-8600. All right, I think we have Natasha in Ocala on hold. Good morning, Natasha.
Good morning and happy Saturday.
Thank you.
So how are you doing on this beautiful day?
I'm doing fantastic, and Roger's all looks like he's ready for the Antarctic. Sit away from me.
Oh, honestly, I believe that. In Ocala, it's extremely cold today. So I wanted to call in because there is actually something that I love. One of your absolute best products that I think you have come out with, period, end of story. If I was on a deserted island by myself, this is the one thing I would take.
Wow.
Okay? I'm serious. I'm not lying to you. This is called Rejuvenate. I'm sure you know it.
Absolutely.
That does taste good.
Yes. My favorite flavor is the cherry vanilla. It has been huge for me. I have lost over 55 pounds. I'm 42 years young. So as we know, losing weight and things like that is quite difficult. However, this has really helped me with my hair, skin, nails, but also with my sciatica pain. So one of the biggest things that I had turning 40 was all of a sudden my check engine light went on and it said, "You suck. You definitely suck and everything in the world hurts you." Right? I'm serious. It's crazy. So I started doing this about a year ago. So I believe you came out with this, was it last year sometime?
Yeah, right around January, about a year ago today. Absolutely.
January.
Yes.
Yep. So I got it from the Villages location because you're in the Villages, Florida. So I actually went there. I was one of the first people to grab this product, and I have been using it religiously twice a day, every day since then, even on the weekends. I've made it my routine, and I can promise you and tell you, I don't know what voodoo you have in this stuff, but literally my sciatica pain, gone. Literally gone.
Natasha, how long after you started taking it, and you were 2 scoops a day, did it take before your sciatica went away? Because it took about 3 months, and my knee pain is just about virtually gone away, and I can go up and down my steps instead of taking an elevator now. So how long did it take for your sciatica?
So for me, I would say probably a good, I don't know, month and a half, to be very honest
All
with
right.
you.
Pretty quick.
To be very honest, so what I would do is I would incorporate it because I also take other fortified supplements as well. I love your vegan super protein, FYI, amazing. Your superfood, ridiculous, love it. But I add that together. And then whenever I want to drink water, sometimes water just doesn't taste quite good. So I'll add the pink lemonade flavoring to it to kind of add a little flavor to the water. So that's why I kind of do it twice a day, once in the morning when I mix it with my protein and then maybe in the afternoon. But I swear to you, I don't know, like I said, what voodoo you have in this stuff. Can you explain, like, I read the label. It says marine collagen tripeptide. I know what tripeptides are, the mix of 3 amino acids linked together. I get that. Can you, why? Why does it work? Because I really don't know.
So we've taken marine collagen tripeptides, and the tripeptides absorb much faster than a peptide. We were the first in the United States to use tripeptides, all right? Tripeptides are very vogue in Europe, all right? They're using marine
Mm-hmm.
collagen tripeptides there for many years. But if you, as you know, they have the FDA has to approve things, and people don't realize that in the nutrition industry. They think you just willy-nilly throw something together. That's not true. It has to be FDA approved, and the FTC has to, agree with anything you say on the label. So there is definitely people checking things out. So the marine collagen tripeptide, the studies are amazing. You only have to use 1 gram. Most people that are doing collagen peptides, whether it's bovine or marine or whatever it is, they're using 20 grams of this stuff, and it's not working anywhere near as well. So the
Right.
tripeptide absorbs so much quicker to the target tissue, the skin, the hair, the nails, the joints, all right, the ligaments, the tendons, kind of the scaffolding of our body. And the studies are actually on our website at fortify.com if you go to rejuvenate. But literally, women are having, after 3 months, dramatically less fine lines and wrinkles in their face and their arms and their legs, their whole body, not just their face. There was some collagen studies done with the German collagen where they're only testing wrinkles on the forearm. And so this is the first study that actually tested it on the face. I mean, who cares if you have a wrinkly forearm unless you're walking around with a tank top? I mean, you want the
Right.
face, right? And it also
Right.
showed that increased hydration and increased elasticity was dramatic. And then you said you take 2 a day. So the 2 a day, the 2 grams of this marine collagen tripeptide has studies for joint pain and inflammation and range of motion. But what we did, we added, I didn't just want to have the marine collagen tripeptide. We added German hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid
Yes.
is so good for the joints and so good for the
Yes.
skin. We added rice ceramides, the exact ratio and the exact brand from multiple clinical studies in Japan that reduced the roughness and the creepy skin. And then we added something called Dermaval. Dermaval is made by Futureceuticals. It's an amazing combination, complex of 9 superfoods, things like acai, pomegranate, mangosteen, okra, asparagus, camu, arceola cherry, quercetin, and some kind of flower. I can't even pronounce the name. And they have 3 clinical studies with the Dermaval showing the human body after 3 months produces more elastin and more collagen. And then to top it off, we added liposomal vitamin C made here in America called Pure Whey vitamin C. The majority of vitamin C is coming out of China. So I want liposomal vitamin C made here in America. And
That's
we added
huge.
some biotin to help the hair even further, and a very mild mixture of a multivitamin without any beta carotene. Remember, beta carotene, you get plenty of vitamin A in your food. You don't need beta carotene. Beta carotene, you get plenty of it in your vegetables. If you get it in a supplement, it's concentrated, and it can actually block the absorption of carotenoids in the xanthophyll family, like lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, which, as an eye doctor, I certainly don't want to block those because those are very good for your retinal health. And now studies indicate good for Alzheimer's. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. They actually have found, a study came out recently showing that patients with Alzheimer's, that's a form of dementia, have
Right.
50% less lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin E, and lycopene in their brain. So
I didn't
eating
know
more
that.
dark green leafy vegetables, eating some tomato paste or tomato sauce that's organic. These
Okay.
things are beneficial not only for overall health and men's prostates, but good for our brain, maybe reducing the chance of us getting dementia.
I think that's amazing. Well, whatever you're doing, literally keep it up because I'm going to be on this forever. And like I said, I'm going to have stock in it. I'm going to take it with me when I'm on this crazy island. This is going to be the one thing that I take. Obviously, I probably need water too. That seems like it would be a safe bet.
And so, Natasha, the goal here with Rejuvenate is literally to rejuvenate our bodies, make us look better and make us
Yeah.
feel better. So you said you're 40 years of age or 43, whatever you said.
42. Yeah.
Ideally, you want to look the same as you are at 43 when you're 65. Okay. I'm trying
Honestly,
to
can I
help
be honest with
develop
you?
supplements that ultimately can try to reverse the aging, support healthy aging. That sounds better, but I
Yep.
think I've seen a lot of people, once they combine the proper diet, the right supplements, sleep, hydration, exercise, I've seen many people reverse the aging.
I can tell you right now, that's the first thing people tell about me. Like I said, I'm 42. I look better now, literally now, than I did 3 years ago.
Fantastic.
So I'm just saying, it's amazing. So
keep up the good work.
thank you. I appreciate you. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye, Roger.
Bye.
Take care. And, we're going to talk about Roger right now. I'm going to brag on Roger. Roger's 70 some odd years old. and he came over last night, and we did some taste testing. We're always trying to further enhance products. So we have a product called Fortify Fit Pro. Roger's been taking it. Thousands of people take it. World-class athletes take it. It's designed to help us have increased energy without having any caffeine in it, any stimulants, all right? So it's not going to cause us to go into tachycardia or atrial fibrillation in the gym, stroke out and die. And
That's good. We don't want that.
so we had Dr. Mark Hetherington, we had Roger, Miss Nita, my mom, Tammy, all at the house last night. We were doing some taste tests with the new Fit Pro. And what did you think about the taste? It was strawberry watermelon, which we have now. We got strawberry watermelon. It tastes good, but we want to make it taste even better.
You had a couple of things that were quite interesting. I forgot the name of that unusual substance, but it tasted quite good. There was one that was good, and there was one that none of us liked at all.
Right. So what we're doing, we actually took stevia out. I love stevia, but we're trying to see if we can make it taste good without stevia. So we're using monk fruit, all right? The one with monk fruit by itself, everybody liked.
That was good. That was excellent.
And then one that made it a little bit sweeter, we're using something that people have probably never heard about. This might be the first time ever on the radio anybody's talked about it. And it's called thomatin. And that's Thaumatin. It comes from an African fruit, and it's actually a protein, all right? And so thomatin is much sweeter than sugar. It's like 2,000 times sweeter than sugar. Where you have something like allulose, which is good, it's only about 70% of sugar, sweet as sugar. So you can't use that. So you can put a very small amount of this thomatin combined with the monk fruit, and that was the second one we did. It was a little bit sweeter.
It's
And
a little
so
sweeter.
we both like the monk fruit. I think the majority of people want something that's a tad bit sweeter. Then we tried the third one that was just the thomatin as the natural sweetener.
Blah. That was not too good.
Right. And so it's really an art when you're developing a protein powder, a pre-workout, a post-workout, a superfood, anything's powder that you ingest. It's an art to make it taste good.
And you have to go through these tests. I know we've done numerous tests on these things with numerous people to get the taste buds right. And it comes out good once you get it through the factory and get things going. And the super protein tastes wonderful now. You had some in my coffee this morning. It was delightful.
Yeah, that's the vegan super protein.
Yeah.
We worked on that for a long time, and we worked on the taste for a long time, and we had to get some protein. So the super protein, this Fortify vegan super protein, we're getting the sprouted pea protein isolate from Canada, non-GMO, and we're getting the barley, sprouted ancient grain barley from the beer industry here in the United States. They grow the best barley. And when we combine the two, it's a complete protein. But I wanted it to be more than just a complete protein. I wanted to compete against whey protein. Whey protein is very high in essential amino acids, especially branched chain amino acids, leucine, valine, and isoleucine. These are responsible for muscle growth, muscle building. So at any age, if you're 17, if you're 97, my mom's on it. So we added the velocitol to it, and now the essential amino acids, many are actually higher than the whey protein. And we wanted to make it taste smooth, creamy, not chalky, and not grainy like most of the vegan proteins out there are. And we use a little bit of stevia, a special part of the stevia that doesn't have any aftertaste, and the monk fruit on it. And as you know, it tastes very good.
It does. It does. One thing I like about the products that I've been taking from you for 20 years now, almost, nothing comes from China. And so we're not going to be subject to the vicissitudes of China and what they come up with, which can be questionable at times.
Well, this is true. And with all the tariffs and things that come out of China are actually going way up in price too. So that's probably going to decrease people buying a lot of stuff from there. And not to knock the Chinese, they're great people. But I like things that are sourced, in North America. And we try to source things from the best place. Like our Omega is sourced, and produced in Norway. Our grass-fed super protein from the whey is the cows come from New Zealand.
I know you actually went to Norway to inspect the factory before you had them make your.
We did. My wife and Mackenzie was very young. We went there and did a lot of research. We were going there doing research on krill, and we rapidly figured out we don't want krill because I call it almost an omega-3 scam. That's my personal opinion because there's virtually no omega-3 in it. And we came back with a reestified triglyceride form of omega-3, and we call it Fortify Super Omega, and we call it Fortify Super Omega-3 Max. The omega-3 max is for people over 200 pounds, the super omega under 200 pounds. Or if you have elevated triglycerides and cholesterol, lots of inflammation in your body, lots of dry eye, you can go to the super omega max. The max is literally almost twice as potent, but only $5 more expensive. And I think I introduced you to the Fortify Super Omega. First, let me give you the phone line. Somebody's chiming in on Instagram there on the text asking what the phone number is. So if you want to give us a call, with Dr. Roger P. Showman and myself, Dr. Michael Lang. It's 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. If you want to go and look at the studies behind the Fortify Rejuvenate that Natasha called and spoke of, or any of the proteins or anything we've developed, go to fortify.com. That's Fortify.com, fortify.com, Fortifie. And the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. One more time, we give you the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, 866-503-9746. We're still waiting for a call from Texas. We're on 3 Texas radio stations. I don't think we've gotten a call from you guys. Don't be shy. Pick up the phones. Give us a call. Toll-free number if you have a question regarding your vision, eye care, maybe a contact lens related question. Maybe you're contemplating having LASIK surgery or cataract surgery. Maybe you want to know what foods to eat to slow down macular degeneration. Give me a call, 1-877-969-8600. So back to Roger. Years ago when I met you in a different studio, and we used to have a show right after mine, and you co-hosted a lot of my shows, you had some shoulder pain and you were contemplating having orthopedic surgery.
That is correct. My right shoulder, I did a little damage back in my Army days, and I had some large dogs that would kind of jerk on on their leashes, and it would aggravate that, and it was quite painful, and it was almost debilitating at times. I started taking your fish oil pills, as I call them, the Super Omega, and after a while, I even forgot which arm it was that was paining me because it was so effective, and all thoughts of surgery, and this is, 15, 20 years ago, all thoughts of surgery went away because the problem is pretty much eliminated. Tinge once in a while, but pretty much gone. So I can full range of motion, full strength, full activity. It was pretty much eliminated as a problem at all. But I see you have your Tulane hat on again, where Mackenzie's going. The
Yeah,
doctor's very proud of the Tulane experience there. You've had some fun up there, haven't you?
I am. We've been up there for a lot of Tulane football games. My dad was a professor and on the board, and he was a professor at the Tulane Medical School. He graduated from Tulane Medical School. And of course, I'm from New Orleans. So, part of my heart's still in New Orleans. And they just had a lot of snow there,
Yes, they did. So did North Florida, which was quite disturbing. We had our snow removal plows up there. I didn't know Florida had snow removal plows until recently.
Well, they don't have any in New Orleans, so the town shut down, and they had really a break. The professors couldn't get in, so they had about 5 days off. But I hear that the snow is melting, so they're back to class. Hallelujah, amen.
Yes. We're talking about the fish oil, the supplements. A lot of people go to the drugstore and pick those up, and they take them. They say, "Yuck, it's horrible," and they don't never take them again because it causes the belching, and the pills are nasty. The ones you make eliminate all of those problems. How have you accomplished that?
Well, we do have a lemon flavor, a natural lemon flavor, but number one, it's called a triglyceride form or re-esterified triglyceride form. So when you look for omega-3, look on the bottle, make sure it says TG form, natural triglyceride form, or RTG form. That's not going to cause you to belch up a nasty belching, because what happens is most omega-3 on the market actually has ethanol attached to the backbone. Fish do not have ethanol when they come out of the sea. So during the distillation process, if you think back to basic chemistry, you use ethanol, and that distills it, so to speak, so it helps purify it and concentrate it, but they leave the ethanol in it. So it's very inefficient, very unstable. It has to pass through your liver every day to cleave off the ethanol to replace a triglyceride backbone so it can absorb. This type of omega-3, like I said, is very unstable, goes rancid very quickly. So, and it also causes some gastric distress. The ethanol causes, irritation to the mucosal lining, and you burp up a nasty fish taste. So Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Super Omega 3 Max, and there's a select group of some other ones that are pretty good out there that are the triglyceride form or the reesterified triglyceride form. Also, there's some now new science that affiliates the ethyl ester, the form that has ethanol in it, with atrial fibrillation, especially in high dosages. So consider the triglyceride form. If you're not going to take a good triglyceride form omega-3 like Fortify Super Omega, then eat wild Alaskan salmon frequently. A little bit of tuna every now and then, herring, mackerel. The fatty fish are very high in omega-3, and it can reduce inflammation. It can help all sorts of health problems. Studies indicate if your omega-3 is higher in your blood than normal, it reduces the chance of you having macular degeneration. So another reason to take omega-3. All right, we're getting loaded up. We're going to take a bunch of calls now. Let's go to Shelly in Ocala first.
Hi there. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good. I was just introduced to your program, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I have osteopenia and osteoporosis, and I'm wondering if any of your products address that or help with bone density.
All right. So this is quite common as we mature. Let me ask you this. Are you by any chance on a GLP-1 receptor drug, an injectable drug that helps people with weight loss and diabetes?
No, and I never will. I've
Good.
lost weight through intermittent fasting and low carb.
Good. I'm glad, because that can increase your risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis. So the best thing from a natural approach is to do weight-bearing exercise, all right? Weight-bearing exercise. Eat some sardines with the bones, lay out in the sun, get a little sunshine without sunscreen. Now, obviously, if you're an albino or you're on medication that makes you super sun sensitive, you don't want to do that. But all of us can get 30 to 40 minutes of sun, half on the front, half on the back. That vitamin D will help increase the calcium absorption from the specific bones in the sardines. The sardines also are very high in omega-3 and a great source of protein. And then eat some organic cooked baby leaf kale. I hate to say it, while you're eating the sardines, because the baby leaf kale is high in vitamin K, K1 that converts to K2 in your gut. And then again, that helps the absorption of the calcium. So in a nutshell, eat a little cooked kale while you're eating your sardines, out in the sunshine doing some weight-bearing exercise, and your bone density will probably go up. Otherwise, there are some good supplements on the market that combine calcium with vitamin K2, magnesium, vitamin D, and either strontium or phosphorus and boron. And that makes it absorb into the bone instead of circulating through your body. A lot of times, your primary care physician will say, go get 1,500 milligrams of calcium. You just go buy calcium carbonate or something. And that's not a good thing. It can actually cause calcification of your arteries, increasing your risk of macular degeneration, carotid plaque, and things like this nature. So you want to get something, either do it naturally or you want to get a supplement that has the things that I mentioned.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, Shelly, thanks for the call. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to Jerry in Ocala. Jerry, good morning. Welcome to the program. Thanks for holding.
Hello. Good morning, Dr. Lange.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Fantastic.
I got a question on vitamin D3. How much should I be taking of that?
How much do you weigh?
165.
Right. Do you get much sunshine?
Yes. Yeah, I garden, so I get pretty good sunshine.
Good. So let's put it this way. I've got my mom. My mom's about 130 pounds, and I give her 2,000 units a day of vitamin D3, and her last vitamin D3 level was 80, and that's in the anti-aging zone. All right. So I would always start with less before more. Talk with your primary care physician. Have them run a 25 hydroxy. That's a vitamin D test. And you can start with 2,000 units. All right. I think that's plenty. And then have that test done. And if your levels are above 60 at 2,000 units, you're good to go. Now, somebody that's very heavy and darkly pigmented and doesn't get a lot of sun, they can take a lot more than that. But now you got to remember, too much vitamin D, there's some studies that are antiquated with or affiliated with atrial fibrillation, just like too much of the wrong omega-3. And in my practice, I see so many people coming in taking way too much vitamin D and taking the wrong type of omega-3 way too high levels, and they have atrial fibrillation. And then they get on those 3 drugs, beta blockers, antiarrhythmics, and blood thinners for the rest of their life. So
it's a stroke potential.
yeah. So have your blood test checked. I take what's in the Fortify Complete. Fortify Complete, I take 2 a day, and that's about 1,500 units of vitamin D3. I don't know what the microgram ratio is, but I try to get sun 4 times a week. I'm out biking and walking in the sun and go to the beach. So
good.
Sunshine, don't be afraid of it. Now, obviously, we've had melanoma and lots of skin cancers. It's a different story, but most of us don't. And a little sun is good.
So I should take the 2,000 per day of vitamin D3.
I think 2,000 units is safe. You can certainly throw that by your doctor, but a lot of doctors are recommend 5 and even 10,000 units. And I say, why take so much? First, start low, and then have your levels checked.
Yes. Yeah. So I need 80, at least 60, but 80 is the best.
Anywhere from 60 to 80, anywhere from 60 to 90. Some doctors even say up to 100, but you don't want to go too high. I mean, a lot of people have less than 20, 25, and that's way too low. And it's pretty simple for us to get rid of that vitamin D deficiency.
Okay. And what's the limit when you start to get the AFib?
Well, there's some studies that show it's super high dosage. I mean, you really got to take high dosages. But remember, with AFib, it could be a whole variety of things combined. It could be dehydration. It could be taking stimulants. It could be vitamin and mineral deficiencies, electrolyte imbalances, stress. It could be your wife or your friends.
Okay.
Overweight. There's an interesting study. If you lose 20% of body weight, if you're overweight, you're 600% less likely to get AFib again. And that's why we talk about weight management so much on this program.
Yes, very good. I like your program. Thank you, Dr. Lange.
All right. You take care. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. Let's Ask the Doctor and Roger P. Shulman. And we're going to take another call here in just a second, but we just lost that call. So give us a call back at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600.
Doctor, you are an eye doctor and prescribe glasses and contact lenses. What's new in the world of contact lenses now? I know that there's been some advances.
That's a great question. So contacts have come a long way. I was a clinical investigator for all the big contact lens companies years ago. We did a lot of clinical studies. So I'm very familiar with contacts, and I'm an expert at fitting contacts, all sorts. So, the newest, hottest contact on the market, in my opinion, is made by Bausch & Lomb, and it's called Infuse. So Bausch & Lomb Infuse is a one-day disposable, amazingly comfortable. The way they've designed this lens, it has like high-definition optics, and it literally masks some of the astigmatism. So if some people have a little bit of an irregular cornea with a little bit of astigmatism, I can get 3/4 of a diopter where they usually have to wear a toric lens, and we can get away with it. So it's masking this astigmatism, giving them sharper and crisper vision, tends not to dry out. They have a proprietary kind of moisture blend in it where they're using electrolytes, the only lens that has electrolytes in the contact lens, like potassium. And think about that. That's kind of time released on your cornea, and it's supposedly helping with dry eye. So I've got hundreds, if not thousands of patients in the new Bausch & Lomb Infuse. It's a one-day disposable. They also make it for astigmatic patients, so toric lenses, and they make it as a multifocal as well. And we're getting to the point where we're recommending more and more people go to one-day disposables. Because a lot of people were in the old ones that you had to clean, and if you're old enough, you used to have to heat them up and use enzymes. Remember those days? And so you have monthly replacement lenses. You throw them away every month. You have 2-week, 1 week, and now dailies. Dailies are a little bit more expensive, but they're convenient. And the risk of an infection from a contact lens, if you have a brand new contact lens on your eye every day, is very, very low now.
Can ancient people like me wear these things?
Oh, absolutely. Come on to the Lange Eye Institute, and I'll fit you in some contacts, one-day contacts, and see how you like them.
All right.
There's no age limit. I've got people over 90 years of age wearing contacts successfully, and I've got 4-year-olds wearing contact lenses successful.
4-year-olds, my goodness.
The laptop went dead.
Oh.
All right.
All
right.
Technical problem here.
We're getting ready to take another call here in just a second. Before the next call, I just want to talk a little bit about this vegan super protein really quick. The vegan super protein, for those of you that are counting calories and carbs and things like that, only has 130 calories in it. It has 1 gram of fat, 0 sugar, 1 gram of fiber, 5 carbohydrates, 21 grams of complete protein. It comes in chocolate, vanilla, salted caramel mocha. The salted caramel mocha has equivalent to a half a cup of coffee and caffeine. It's non-GMO, it's soy-free, it's dairy-free, it's wheat-free, and it's flavored natural flavors, natural sweeteners. It's delicious. It's creamy. You had it in your coffee this morning.
Delicious.
Everybody loves it. So think about that. If you're looking for a good protein, most of you aren't getting enough protein. You need 35 to 40 grams of protein for breakfast because of that fast. So this has 21 grams of protein. You add some milk to it or some peanut butter, blend it all together. Boom, you're over 30 grams of protein. Or you take 2 scoops of it or a scoop and a half. If you take 2 scoops, it's 42 grams of protein. A lot of athletes, pro athletes, bodybuilders, these guys are taking this at bedtime now because it's slow acting. And so they take 2 scoops. They're getting 42 grams of protein at bedtime, slow acting, much better, in my opinion, than casein. Casein has a genetic mutation that can be affiliated with leaky gut, diabetes, cancer, and autism. So a lot of you that are trying to build muscle and stay in shape, think about taking it at bedtime or take it for breakfast. When you add our organic blue-green superfood to it, it is a complete meal. And we'll expand on the new superfood in a minute because we added beta-glucans to it and we added peak O2 for performance increasing. Let's go to Diane in Sarasota. Diane, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Hi, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for your show. It's wonderful. I listen to it as much as I can every Saturday.
All right.
About the lady calling about osteoporosis.
Yes.
I have had osteopenia and osteoporosis for years, and I use a bioidentical hormone, progesterone. It's a bone trophic hormone.
Right.
And it helps immensely. You do not have to have a prescription for it. If it's above 2%, you would have to. You can get it over the counter, 2%, and you use it topically. It's a cream.
Awesome.
And it is a bone trophic hormone. And but you know what you would want to do is ask your doctor to test your levels,
right,
to begin with, and then on a regular basis do that so that you don't overdose and get imbalanced. And so, in any age, as long as your doctor tests your levels before you start using it.
Exactly.
And I found it very successful.
And then the doctor can follow up with your bone density and see if it's working. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate your feedback, and all of our listeners do too. Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Remember, the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, if you want to call an order, you can call an order today up until, I think, 3 o'clock, is 866-503-9746. So Fortify Vitamins toll-free number is 866-503-9746. And the website, if you want to order or do some research, is fortify.com. That's Fortifeye, fortify.com. Remember, I hail from the Lange Institute in the Villages, Florida. You can see me there. We're in the expansion mode. We're adding 12 more examination lanes there. We're getting ready for the Valita light therapy, the light therapy for macular degeneration. So we're expanding. Remember, we have a nutrition center in Ocala, Lange Nutrition Center, right across from the Paddock Mall on State Road 200, 2-story building. Lange Nutrition Center is upstairs. Reboot is upstairs, and a lot of other doctors in that facility. And of course, we have the Fortify Nutrition Center here in Clearwater, and we're open today on Saturdays until 3 o'clock. That's right on McMullen Booth Road in the Publix Plaza. That's Bayside Bridge Plaza. So you can come get your vitamins and your Fortify needs at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater. All right, let's go back to the phones. I think David has been waiting patiently. David in Clearwater, good morning.
Hi there, buddy. Hi, Dr. Lang. You're beyond cool. I just love listening to you.
Thank you.
Doctor, I went to get my eyes checked, and they found high pressures in my eyes. The doctor.
Right.
So I went to a retina specialist, and I'm starting to do eye drops and a bunch of tests, and it's a little bit of a bummer. Do you have any suggestions, Dr. Lang, about what I can do, to get myself? I mean, in a better way. I'm pretty good with the eye drops and everything.
Right.
Thank you.
So obviously taking the drops per the doctor's instructions. So the eye drops will reduce your intraocular pressure. And anytime you have elevated pressure, David, what we're concerned about is glaucoma. All right. So that specialist is probably did a visual field test, a special scan of your optic nerve, measured the thickness of your corneas and all of that. And we want to keep your pressure an acceptable level, usually below 20, sometimes even below 10, depending on if there's any damage to the optic nerve. But there's definitely some things you could do naturally to promote a healthy intraocular pressure. Cardiovascular exercise. So jogging, walking fast, treadmill, elliptical trainer, 20 to 30 minutes, getting your heart rate over 100. Studies indicate it can lower the pressure as much as 25%. Okay. Eating more fish, taking omega-3 fish oil has been shown to have neuroprotective properties and also maybe lower intraocular pressure. There's some studies with saffron now helping with lower intraocular pressure. Niacinamide, something called niacinamide ribose or niacinamide mononucleotide. These have some ongoing studies for glaucoma. Now, I developed a supplement called Fortify Eye Pressure and Neurocognitive Support. It is the first in the world like this. We're the first to take Numentics from Kemin Industries. Numentics actually has clinically studied neuroprotective properties, and it combines with something called mirtogenol that can lower intraocular pressure significantly. It does not replace your glaucoma medications, but that's something you can go to the website, and we've got a lot of science, and you can look at those studies under the Fortify Eye Pressure and Neurocognitive Support, combined with your cardiovascular exercise, eating a little more fish, weight management, and you're going to do fine. You're going to go to the grave when you're 110 without losing vision from glaucoma. You got that, David? We have probably had a bad connection.
I think David went away.
I think David's history. All right, David, maybe you got disconnected, but hopefully you got that. So check it out at fortify.com. Remember, this is not a treatment. It's not a cure. Does not replace your glaucoma medications, but I got a lot of patients that have glaucoma or suspicious for glaucoma with elevated pressure that are taking the eye pressure neurocognitive support successfully. That's hard to say, successfully, without any problems. But you combine that with the other things I mentioned, and you do really good. Remember, God made a pretty good body as long as we give it the right fuel. And this is part of the right fuel.
Doctor, you mentioned something about light therapy a little while ago. I understand there's some new developments in that field of vision care.
Right. Photobiomodulation therapy is becoming very vogue, especially in Europe. And now there's a lot of clinical studies ongoing here in the United States. The one that I promote, and I don't get anything for this, is called the Velita light therapy. And it uses a system of 3 different lights, all right? A red light, a yellow light, and another light that is at different wavelengths that actually has some anti-inflammatory properties, anti-VEGF, increased circulation. And in the studies, it actually showed that people improved their vision, and drusen, which are little yellow fatty deposits in the retina that macular degeneration patients have, were minimized, and some of them vanished and went away. And so when we do the combination of the diet, taking the right supplements, something like the Fortify Macular Defense, and then we have the Velita light therapy, I mean, who knows if we're not going to be reversing the dry form of macular degeneration in the future. It's pretty exciting. It's also being used for geographic atrophy, another form of macular degeneration. So the gist of this story, with technology and AI advancements, we are going 50 years into the future every 1 to 2 years. So people that literally are vision impaired and even blind, we may bring them out of the darkness in the future.
That would be a wonderful thing to make progress in that area. Actually, a lot of progress in the last 100 years has been made. I mean, things that replacing the lens of the eye, that sort of thing is quite spectacular when you think about it.
Oh, absolutely. And we've come a long way. How much time do we have before? We got 1 minute. Good. So I want to mention the Fortify Organic Blue Green Superfood. It's called Next Gen Organic Blue Green Superfood. Most of you are not getting enough fruits and vegetables in your diet. Well, this combines all the organic fruits and vegetables you need, enzymes and probiotics, only 25 calories. We added beta glucans, a type of fiber that's good for your immune system, and Peak O2, an adaptogenic organic mushroom blend that has some structure function claims, supports recovery, stamina, and energy, boosts physical performance, and supports a healthy microbiome and digestive system. So think about that. That's the all new organic blue green superfood. Take a scoop of that with a scoop of the new super vegan protein. You got a complete meal. You're on your way to anti-aging, nutritional wellness, and weight management. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. Roger, thanks for being a guest.
That's always fun.
All right. We're out of here. Have a great day. God bless you and God bless America.